conservative point of view to black issues. His mission: to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermain Botsio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation, Double Barrel J's edition with me, your gracious host, Jermain Botsio, and my gracious friend here, Mind of Jamal. How are you guys doing this evening?
Man, I'm doing good. It's time for the show. It's time to talk. It's time to get down. And of course, most important, it's time to flame.
Yep. Flame these folks up. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Kelly Land. Kelly Land subscribed to the Rumble channel, and she also donated. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to you. We're going to give you the customary sweetheart. And I also, shout out to you. Yep, absolutely. And I also want to go ahead and give a shout out to our good friend John Lennon. John Lennon donated the other day too as well. I want to go ahead and give you the customary. Give you one of those. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, please do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and apologize to everybody. I know we're a little bit late, but gosh darn it, we had some technical issues going on. You know how you look at my color. Yeah, you look at my color. All right, that's all you got to do. Look at my color. It take a lot of energy to move the lips and to go ahead and get things correct. Yeah, you see how big my lips are? Man, it takes a lot of energy to see these suckers flap. Brother, let me tell you something. We got a lot to discuss. This show is about to be fire. Let me tell you.
It is. Yes, it is.
Absolutely fire.
I'm ready to start cooking.
Yeah. Since we're going ahead and we came on a little bit late, let's go ahead and get the rock in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out there. Everybody. Rumble, YouTube, all the platforms. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to you guys. Facebook, everywhere. All right. Every gosh darn where. All right. So make sure you guys do your due diligence, and let's go ahead and let's get it cracking. First one. Hey,
Jermain.
Yes, sir.
Yo, if you look on YouTube, you will see Mind of Jamal MOJ. That's me. It's usually it's Mind of Jamal Live, but Mind of Jamal MOJ. That's me. My page, Mind of Jamal Black Southerner, got taken down. The one with 38,000.
Oh my goodness!
They took that. Hey, it was a sacrifice to get President Trump elected. So if you see, those who see it, Mind of Jamal MJ, you will see that's me. It was supposed to be Mind of Jamal Live, but they got me on something else. So that's just to let you know that's me. You will see me in your comment section on there.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get cracking. First one up here. I want to go ahead here and run this video. It's a viral video, and it deals with a trans woman. A trans woman gets heated at a CVS because somebody misgendered them. Yes, it's one of them. Please believe it's one of them. I want to go ahead and run this when it come back. I want to speak to you guys about this. This happens way too often. And I'm under the impression now that this thing. I mean, let me go ahead. I know I'm gonna get hell for that. What's going on? I should say. I believe it's fraud. You run around misrepresenting yourself other than what you are. I mean, my goodness gracious, that sucker is fraud. Let's go ahead and run this one and come back. We shall speak about it. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share, all right? Here we go.
Oh, what the fuck is she doing? What do you need?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that we were supposed to sit here, especially since you were behind me, so now you want to go ahead? I'm just going to block you, and now you're not going to go anywhere today until I get served. How's that?
Nobody's answering, so how is this my fault?
It says till 2 o'clock. Maybe if you'd roll your goddamn window down, you'd hear it.
Okay, so...
Up here who don't hear that message because you're busy playing on your fucking phone.
Okay, so what do you have to do here? What do you have to do here if it's open at 2? Why are you here?
Because I'm here to pick something up, too.
Okay, so if it don't open till 2.
For an elderly family member.
Okay, so if it don't open at 2, then how the hell are you gonna pick up your medicine?
Easy.
Answer me that.
Easy. I'm right in front of that thing. How are you gonna get it?
Okay, can you get the fuck off my car? Thank you, sir.
Actually, it's man, but fuck you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Like I said.
Sir? Oh, really, sir?
More
Thank you.
Sir? You want to keep saying sir, bitch? You want to keep saying sir, bitch? Piece of shit. Piece of fucking shit. You want to keep saying sir? Are you a Trump voter?
What are you gonna do?
Are you a Trump voter?
No, the fuck I'm not. But
really?
what the fuck are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
You sound like a MAGA bitch.
But you touching my shit like you own it. Do you own it?
It is
Do you
shit.
own it?
Okay,
Okay, but why are you touching my stuff?
I'm not touching
Why are you touching my
I'm
stuff?
not touching anything.
Clearly,
Why
you
are
was
you
just.
walking
I
in?
have you
This
on
one
camera.
goes till
I have you. Bro, I'm not even playing. I'm not playing. Get the fuck in the car. I am not playing with you.
Oh, you're not playing? What are you gonna do?
Bro.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
Oh, that's a black woman. She about to
Yup.
run him over.
Get the fuck in your car.
She about to
I'm not
take off
fucking
that
playing
hair
with you.
hat and it's about to get cracking. Let me tell y'all. Man, Jamal, my goodness gracious. That was wow. That was absolutely wild. You can't get around that. You just can't get around that, ladies and gentlemen. The person got misgendered. Yeah, they got misgendered, and you see how crazy they got. Jamal, I mean, my goodness gracious, it's misgendering. What's wrong with doing that if you apparently look like the gender you're portraying? I mean, my goodness gracious, can't they go either way?
Well, here's the thing. They allow this to happen. And Jermain, people saying, can you turn your volume up slightly?
Okay.
Can you turn your volume up slightly? Jermain, black women and other women, they start signing on to this transformer type stuff. They start, oh, it's cute, girl, and now it's backfiring. Because if you look at that thing that was there, I don't want you touching my medication. Bruh, you pushing it too far. And when she took her hat off, I thought she was going to run him over. That's what I thought she was going to do. I thought it was a world star. Vroom, vroom.
Man, I'm telling you, that's what I thought. I thought that sucker what was about to be a WWE fight. You know, WCW ain't there no more.
But see, then she would have found out the hard way she can't beat no man.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is fraud. Brother, I think this is fraud. Trump's in office. I think he need to pass a national law that you can't go around misrepresenting yourself in public establishments and government agencies. You get what I'm saying? Because guys,
Yes.
darn, that's fraud. You can't get around it. You're going around trying to get preferential treatment just because you throw on or you take off something. What do you think about that?
Well, here's the thing. They want to deceive people. These people, if you listen to them, any law that says you have to tell a man or a woman, whomever you with, that you are trans, they don't pass because everybody comes up. These people are trying to deceive people. Especially men who dress as women. Women who dress as women, you can tell. But they usually will say something. This dude looked like some white dude who going through a midlife crisis, and he wants to be treated special. Family don't love him, so he wants to be treated special. This woman looks like, so are you a Trump supporter? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
No. So we got a little problem with black women and white trans women known as men in dresses. Get your popcorn and sit back and watch the insanity.
Because one thing I'm going to tell you, black women ain't going to take it. They ain't going to take it. They may listen to you run and bop your lips for a little bit, but as soon as you start getting into that female territory, let me tell you something, you're going to hear it. You definitely are. Are you a Trump supporter? Are you a MAGA bitch? Hold on. Are you a MAGA bitch? Are you a MAGA bitch? This is what that transformer was saying. So if we think about it like this, ladies and gentlemen, if you think logically, you support Trump. This is basically what this transformer was saying.
Yep.
If you think logically, you support Trump. But if you're going with the insanity, you're against him. So you should know, if you voted for Trump, you should be feeling real happy. You're sane, let me tell you. You are sane. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and play a video that was sent to me by a good friend, Keith Bridges. Shout out to Keith Bridges. He sent me this video. He wanted for me to play it for Jamal, and I want to play it for him as well. I seen the video, and I was taken back a little bit. Almost fooled me, and I want to see if it fools you guys as well. All right, this is a video about. No, let me just run it. I'm not going to just say anything. I'm just going to run it, and I want to get you guys' take on it. And how's my mic? Is it all right? I haven't got any more complaints.
No, I haven't seen it because Shane was letting me know. Because Shane, he'll text me quick.
I just want to make sure folks can hear me well. Okay, all right. I got you. Let me go ahead and run it. Here we go. Make sure you guys share. Hit that like button. I'm going to need your help. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go. All right. There's no volume, but here we go. I just want you to take a look at it. This is how quick a transformer can transform. Bow. That should be illegal. Jamal, you see that?
What a mess.
Yeah.
Let me play it again. Tell me fraud shouldn't be in there. Imagine you a young brother, you're going out to the bar. You and your friends a little tipsy. You get what I'm saying? It's a little dark in the club. You get what I'm saying? Just a little dark. You know what I'm saying? You'll see a nice little tenderoni sitting there on the side. You say,
What a mess.
You know, I should go ahead and give this young tenderoni a drink. You know what I'm saying? So you go ahead and slide that tenderoni a drink. You know what I'm saying? You're sitting down conversing. You know what I'm saying? You're commenting on the nice assets that you see there. You get what I'm saying? You're like, them assets look like they might be going up in value. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You checking on the age. You get what I'm saying? And then you're walking out. A little water, go ahead and bow, hit that person right on their head. And then you see all that mess come down. Let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, that's gosh darn fraud. Brother, what do you think about this video here? How quick can a transformer change?
And that, my friend, is when you introduce him to your two cousins, Smith and Wesson. Ain't no way. We fighting. Man, we beyond fighting. We gonna tear it up. Well, we gonna be moving some furniture. Cause soon, to quote Ace Ventura, he found Sergeant Binky. Soon as I see Sergeant Sausage, we're fighting in the room. It's gonna go from an Asian fantasy to an old Chinese flick. Oh, yo, talker man, yo. I see. You have sword too. It's time to die. Oh, man, we gonna be tearing that daggone room up. I'm gonna try to. Nah, bro, you ain't walking out like that. I would play that clip of the sheriff from Florida. You shoot him. You shoot him till he looks like Swiss cheese. Yeah. Bro, that's wrong. Why would you purposely try to deceive people like that?
Yeah.
That is purposely. You are trying to deceive people because you want a pleasure from a man that he will not give you. And this is the whole thing about the acceptance. These people want to be accepted, and they shouldn't be.
Nope.
This is evil. It's just
they shouldn't be at all.
It's just evil. I cannot imagine today being a young man going out on a date, and when you do, you meet this. I can't. I'll be swinging.
You know, you just can't get around that. You just can't. This type of ordeal, this situation, in a sense, is happening way too often. It really is. And I believe that if Trump has an executive order, a lot of this crap can get, done away with really quick. It really can get done away with. You can't go to public places and government agencies misrepresenting yourself, because nobody can, do what's proper and take it seriously, and also, have a sane world. And I think he really needs to look at that. An executive order will definitely, handle a lot of this mess. It really would. So I'm hoping for it. We shall see. I know that he's working on the confusion mess. He wants to get that under control. And the best thing he can do, ladies and gentlemen, the best thing is to do it through an executive order. I can tell you that. Let's go go ahead.
Or, truth be told, if somebody get into a fight with one of them things and he punches and he get into a fight, make it the man not guilty.
Yeah.
Make it not guilty. Make him automatically not guilty. Because what you sit there and showing, there is no man that if you take a woman back to the room and y'all kissing and y'all hugging, and next thing you know, you feel, and let's just be real with it, Jermain, you feel another man's Johnson.
Oh, Lord.
And you're not that way, you're going to hurt it. And yes, there need to be a law that specifically says, if you do not reveal what gender you was born with dating someone, if they find out that you are
What a mess!
not what you are, and they go off, that should be a legal defense. And I get so sick and tired of people always say, you should just walk away. Crap, you should just walk away. No, some things you just don't walk away. Some stuff is pride, and I'm sorry that getting hurt. Yes, there should be a law state that it is mandatory that they reveal themselves.
Absolutely. It got to be mandatory, ladies and gentlemen. It got to be. It just needs to be. We need to come back to a sane world. We really do. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share, all right? Make sure you do share. Next one up. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. I want to speak to you guys about Zelensky. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Zelensky's been in the news for the past week. And let me tell you something. The media is trying to make him to be a victim and a hero at the same time. I mean, I don't know. Gosh darn, they got to pick a lane. You get what I'm saying? Is he a victim or is he a gosh darn hero?
Well, they're going to make him into a victim.
Let me tell you, Zelensky speaks about his relationship with the U.S. Can it be salvaged? I want to go ahead and run this. When it comes back, I want to speak about it. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I'm going to need your help. Please, oh, please. You see us, right? We up here. We're giving you guys what is right, and gosh darn it, what is right is the truth. So hit that like button. Make sure you share. Here we go.
After a day in which European leaders gave urgently needed solidarity and support on the world stage to President Volodymyr Zelensky after his extraordinary meeting in the Oval Office on Friday, he gave a wide-ranging press conference. His first public remarks really addressing what happened in the White House on Friday when he met President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance. At first, he was asked if he thought he could salvage the relationship with the United States. Here's what he said.
As regards salvaging the relationship that you asked about, I think that our relationship will continue because this is more than relationships in one moment. We need to be open. Ukraine is not the largest country in the world. However, everyone can see how Ukraine is fighting for its independence and freedom. And we are grateful to the people of the United States.
He was then asked to react to some of the suggestions from Trump's inner circle that perhaps he needs to step aside if he can't fix his relationship with the US president. Here's how he tackled the question of his resignation.
If I am to be changed, and I'll hear, how can I put it, with what's happening with the support to change me, it will not be easy, because it is not enough to simply hold elections. You would need to prevent me from participating in the elections, and it will be a bit more difficult. So they'll have to negotiate with me, and I said that I'm exchanging it for NATO membership, and then it means that I fulfilled my mission.
He also said he was willing to sign the rare earth minerals deal, even though we've heard from US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent that it is at present not on the table. And also, too, he struck a tone which was frankly conciliatory for most of it. Asked, though, directly by a reporter if he would apologise to President Trump, he didn't take that opportunity and instead gave an answer about Ukraine's dead and its suffering and how, in response to suggestions he doesn't want peace, he said he would love the war to stop, not just today, but have never have started in the first place.
Bow. So, brother, let me tell you something. This guy doesn't look like he wants peace at all. He's saying that, you know, the relationship he believes will continue to go further. This is what he's saying. I just don't see it looking at his attitude and the way he's acting. What do you think about that?
Well, here's the thing.
And before you go on, sorry about that, brother. How's my mic now? It should be better.
I don't hear anybody complaining.
Yeah, it should be better. Anyway, go ahead, brother. Sorry about that.
No, I'm just saying that's because Shane will write. That's why I'm making sure Shane have it. But you know what, Jermain? People who voted for Donald Trump were tired of Vladimir Zelensky.
Absolutely.
People who voted for President Trump said, we don't need to send him no more money. We don't care. And that's one of the things they said about us. If Donald Trump wins, he's going to abandon Ukraine. Donald Trump says, I'm trying to end the war. With the United States cutting off intelligence, did you talk about that? That said it right? That was the one that said about you caught.
No. That's the next one.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, the relationship is horrible. The relationship's horrible. He came there to the White House. And here is the thing, and I believe the Democrats violated the Hatch Act.
Mm-hmm.
When they came there, the Democrats met with Vladimir Zelensky 1 hour before he met with Trump. And they gave him a book on how not to get along with Trump. And what the Democrat Party has been doing is rehashing the 2024 election. They are looking for somebody who can come in there and embarrass Trump.
Yep.
They want somebody to go in there and make Donald Trump look bad. They want somebody who can go in there and put Donald Trump in his place. And that's what they was hoping Vladimir Zelensky would do.
Yep.
But what shocked them was Donald Trump won't take the bait. He kept talking. Donald Trump like, yeah, okay. He kept lying and going in. And when he said, you got an ocean and you're going to feel it. That was it. Donald Trump finally had enough of it. So if you want to know what happened, it was at that moment Donald Trump had enough. If you look at that, Donald Trump was calm. Donald Trump was like, come on, just sign it. Just shut up. Donald Trump did not say anything. But when he crossed that line with J.D. Vance and he tried to tell J.D. Vance, have you been to Ukraine? Have you been to Ukraine? I don't have to go to Ukraine to know you're losing.
Yep.
I didn't go to Berlin 1945. But guess what? The paperwork and documents show Berlin was destroyed. I didn't go to Gettysburg 1863. But you know what? That's what the paperwork and that's what the documents show. It was destroyed. So when you're sitting here and you're dealing with Democrats who meet with him before the meeting and boost his head up and say, Donald, you ain't no commodity. Who is Donald Trump to try to steal your resources? That's what he was doing. And he went in there with that attitude and got his head knocked off.
Absolutely. It was very apparent by his attitude, the way he was sitting towards Donald Trump, and even his demands. You could tell that the meeting wasn't going to go good at all. It wasn't going to go good at all. And then what I like is that Donald Trump has an attack dog, J.D. Vance. JD
Yes.
Vance is a good attack dog. You get what I'm saying? He don't have to do all the barking. Donald Trump doesn't have to do all the barking. He let him do some of the barking. You get what I'm saying? And then when he getting ready to bite, he pull him back a little bit and let him know, hey. You know, he getting ready to bite you. I would calm down and I would, make sure that you have some sort of respect. Zelensky came into the meeting not even showing respect on what was going on, because if you look at what's the situation, U.S. has the biggest stick. We are the biggest. If you have us on your team, you're going to win. You have Donald Trump, the negotiating maker. He'll negotiate the terms of, quote unquote, the ceasefire so that things can go back into order. He doesn't want to do that. And like I've been telling my audience, a ceasefire, just like Zelensky said, means that you're lost. He doesn't want to go back into his country saying that he lost, saying that, hey, all the children that you put up the fight, yeah, they're dead for nothing, right? I mean, that's a terrible thing to go back and say. He knows that he might be on the chopping block. So, that's something that he does not want to do. That's why he's dragging out this defeat as long as he can. And it's a defeat. He's getting his ass whooped, ass handed to him. So,
yes, he is.
There's really no way around it unless he decides to cooperate and do the right thing. And what a lot of people have been saying, especially in Congress, is that they believe Ukraine is a slush fund for the Democratic Party. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a slush fund. It's a money laundering scheme. That's what it is. It's a big money laundering scheme. And the Democrats want to keep it going so that they can fill their coffers. I guarantee you, without the war and without them using USAID, Democrats would be gone. It would be a trash party. But because they're able to steal, they're able to fill their coffers. Now, I want to go ahead and speak about this. Let's go ahead and move forward here. Trump cuts intelligence sharing with Kyiv, right? I want to go ahead and run this one and come back. I want to get you guys' take on this because this is a big deal. Remember, Zelensky just said that he believes that the relationship would go forward, right? He said that. This seems like it's opposite. Let's take a look. Here we go.
Last night in the Black Sea port of Odessa, the aftermath of a Russian drone strike. It was the second day in a row the city had come under attack. This morning, residents were assessing the damage. One person was killed, power and water services cut off. Ukraine's war-ravaged population worried by Russia's gradual battlefield advance and America's sudden withdrawal of crucial support.
The city suffers more now, the country too. Even in the beginning of the war, it was not on this level. Many houses were damaged, people were forced on the streets, whole families. It's scary.
Today, it emerged the US has stopped sharing vital intelligence with Ukrainian forces, in addition to cutting off military aid. Yet more fallout from last week's disastrous meeting between Presidents Trump and Zelensky.
American intelligence data is regarding Russian strategic bombers. We are tracking Russian ballistic missiles with its help. But also, of course, we have another part of American intelligence data regarding the moving targets on the Russian territory, which provides us with the possibility to make a deep strikes into the Russian territory on them.
Trump's strong-arming of Zelensky looks to have paid off. Last night, he told Congress he'd received a letter from the Ukrainian leader.
The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible,
promising to begin peace negotiations and to sign a rare earth mineral deal. Today, a top Trump official held out the possibility of a resumption of support.
We have taken a step back and are pausing and reviewing all aspects
a step
of this
back.
relationship. But I just got off the phone before I walked out here with my counterpart, the Ukrainian National Security Advisor. I think we're going to see movement in very short order.
But it's clear to America's allies, old relationships don't count for much with the new US administration. In an effort to boost self-reliance in Germany, politicians forming a new government announced plans to drastically change a constitutional cap on borrowing to boost defense spending. Europe needs to be able to defend itself, said the man set to become the new chancellor. In Britain, the Prime Minister still hopes to persuade President Trump to provide Ukraine with more tangible assurances.
The President made absolutely clear his commitment to Article 5 of NATO, absolutely clear that he would have our backs because of the relationship between our parties, and agreed that our teams would sit down together to talk through security guarantees.
But Ukraine is now fighting in a very different world.
Bow, and I'm going to stop it right there. I want people to see, you see all those flags? And you see the pictures there? These are all the dead soldiers. I want people to see this. This is all the dead soldiers. This is what war does. So when the Democrat Party is all, rah, rah, war, this is what it does.
Yep.
I want people to understand this. 1% of our population gets into the military. And you got to understand, the military is like a tryout. Go ahead and ask Jamal. Jamal will let you know. Anybody can try to join, but not anybody makes it.
Nope.
I've seen people cry to their mama when they couldn't pass their gosh darn shooting. You gotta be proficient in shooting.
Well, that was old Army then, not this new stuff. Well,
when I was in, they didn't pass them. You either went back or they sent you home, and if you failed too many times, they sent your ass home. There's too many folks who want to join the Army, especially illegal aliens. They're just not going to take anybody. I hope folks know that, right? You think little dumb Timmy can get in? Dumb Timmy will come back home. He will. Jamal, what do you think about this here? The secretary of something, I forgot what his name is. He said that they're taking a step back.
That's what we wanted. That's what Trump supporters like myself wanted. I have been sick and tired for the past few years watching this man run around here act like he's somebody. If it wasn't for President Trump with the javelins, Kyiv would have fell in 3 days. Yep. Donald Trump gave them javelins. Those javelins was used on the Russian tanks pop to top because Russia was using old T-80s and T-72s. They popped the top on them. Now, America helped them back. It was really Americans' technology that helped the Russians back. Ukraine got full of themselves. And you know what that means, Jermain. They got full of themselves. And the reason why Donald Trump was like, oh, you still think you're full of yourself? Don't give them the intelligence, which is our radar system, our early warning system. So Ukraine is dealing with a war-footing Russia, and they didn't have our technology for early warning. This is how Donald Trump bring them to the table, because Russia has ramped up troop personnel vehicles, tanks, artillery pieces. Russia is in a war footing. And it's not looking good for Ukraine. And Russia is unleashing. They were getting drones from Iran. They doing them themselves. So now you dealing with the Russia that can produce what did they say, 1,000 drones in a month?
In a month. Crazy.
That's 30 some a day plus three. That's 30 some a day. And they're hitting their infrastructure, and they hitting them where they supposed to. These bombs just ain't dropping and falling everywhere. It's hitting them, and it's hurting them.
Strategically, that's what's going on. It's a strategic war, and I'm thinking that how about if Russia says, you know what, I don't want to really, engage in this ceasefire. These people are gosh darn almost gone. Ceasefire looked good about a few months ago, but right now, gosh darn it, I'm looking my chops at the whole spot there. You know what I'm saying? That could happen. Putin can reject the ceasefire and say, you know what, these people are damn near dead. I want to finish it off. And you know what Trump would do? He'll be just like a real man. You know what? Go ahead and finish. Go ahead. We told him.
We told him.
He's not going to get into it because guess what? It's not our fight. We didn't want to get into it in the first place. So, we shall see in this situation. We shall see. I just don't think that this will get resolved in a timely fashion here. I think it would be drug out a little bit because Putin right now, he doesn't really need to go for a ceasefire.
Nope.
And everybody's buying all day, ladies and gentlemen. They have a different morale over there. And the way that, they were talking about Putin, and especially the Democrats and stuff like that, I mean, my goodness gracious, you're going to need Trump. You better hope Trump can, shake his leg a little bit over there. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share, all right? We going to need your help. We definitely gonna need your help, especially with this one. I want to speak to you guys about the growing efforts, the growing noise behind a pardon. Yeah. This pardon deals with Derek Chauvin. How many of you guys remember him? Derek Chauvin. Yeah, the guy who stepped on the neck, who contributed to the, I guess it's a famous phrase now, I cannot breathe, right? Every Negro on this side of earth, when he sees a cop, he does this, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Hold on. I can't
Hands up,
breathe.
don't shoot.
Every Negro on this side of heaven, Jamal, is put up their hands. They can't breathe. Derek Chauvin, apparently, they're saying, he didn't really, step on the neck and everything. They're saying that a lot of what happened was just the mob and appeasing the mob.
Yeah.
I want to go ahead here and run this video here. This video was put out by Fast Talk and Ben Shapiro. When it comes back, we shall speak about it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Here we go.
There is one person that President Trump should pardon from federal charges forthwith. It would be incredibly controversial, but I think that it's absolutely necessary. That person is Derek Chauvin. President Trump should, in fact, pardon Derek Chauvin. He should. He should pardon him his federal charges. If we are talking about reversing the evils of the last several years in American life, obviously COVID and its handling was a massive evil. Destroyed the economy, set us on a path to fiscal insanity, destroyed children, led to massive health-related cover-ups, just horrifying all the way around. And President Trump has taken on a lot of those things. But when it came to BLM, the inciting event for the BLM riots that caused $2 billion in property damage in the United States and set America's race relations on their worst footing in my lifetime, was in fact the railroading of Derek Chauvin in the death of George Floyd. The evidence demonstrates that Derek Chauvin did not in fact commit murder of George Floyd. George Floyd was high on, he had a significant pre-existing heart condition. George Floyd was saying he could not breathe before he was even out of the car. He was in the car saying he could not breathe. Derek Chauvin, for large segments of even the tape that was shown, had his knee on George Floyd's shoulder or back, not on his neck. The autopsy of George Floyd showed that he had no damage to his trachea, that probably George Floyd died of excited delirium. There were no accusations, even at trial, that Derek Chauvin had committed a hate crime against George Floyd or that he targeted George Floyd because of his race. Nonetheless, on the basis of extraordinarily scanty evidence, and despite the fact that there was massive pressure on the jury, that the mayor of Minneapolis paid a settlement to the George Floyd family immediately, that the president of the United States suggested that Derek Chauvin was guilty right off the bat, that the jurors were being openly threatened and admitted as much. Despite all of that, Derek Chauvin was convicted on federal charges and pled guilty to federal charges. Derek Chauvin should, in fact, be pardoned on that. We will be covering that a lot more in coming weeks because I think it is worthwhile to remember that there is a man who is rotting in prison because the media decided in the middle of 2020 that they were going to turn a tragic law enforcement stop that ended with the death of a man who had a significant problem with drugs and pre-existing health problems into the raison d'etre of the entire 2020 election. And it led to vast chaos. It led to, again, the destruction of racial comedy in the United States, $2 billion in property damage, and a guy rotting in prison who the evidence demonstrates certainly was not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in that case. If we're going to talk about delivering pardons, President Trump, I think, should really seriously consider pardoning on federal charges. He can't pardon on state charges Derek Chauvin, who is convicted of the murder of George Floyd. As I say, we will be covering this pretty extensively in the coming weeks. Right now, you should go to pardonderek.com and sign our petition asking President Trump to grant justice to Officer Derek Chauvin. That is pardon, P-A-R-D-O-N, Derek.com, P-A-R-D-O-N-D-E-R-E-K.com. Well, folks, tonight, Daily Wire Backstage returns live.
Bow. So I'm going to stop it right there. Pardon Derek Chauvin. I agree with this. I certainly do. That whole George Floyd fiasco was BS, let me tell you. And you guys remember it. I went down to the George Floyd Memorial. Remember that? I went on my motorcycle. I went and showed you guys the memorial that they had there. They set up some African voodoo stuff right in the middle of the street there. And then they had the barricades. Remember I showed you guys all that? If you go through my videos, you'll probably find it. It was crazy. Even to this day, it's still barricaded and it looks crazy over there. Yeah. Have the African voodoo statues and everything over there. Jamal, what do you think about this? Should they pardon Derek Chauvin? I mean, my goodness gracious. How long does he have to serve for nothing?
He should have never been convicted in the first place. But in order for President Trump to pardon him, he must first be found. His case must be thrown out by the state. And this is why I say that. They will use that in the midterms to try to destroy President Trump and the Republican Party.
You know, they would. Yeah.
And being that President Trump went and did a pardon, well, you can't do nothing. The state hasn't done anything. And when he went to the Supreme Court, and let me see, I want to give you the correct information. Derek Chauvin. Yeah, Supreme Court. When it went to the Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court rejects ex-cop Chauvin's appeal. That was November 20th, 2023. U.S. Supreme Court rejects it. And this is what they knew. And look, even one of the people who was on his jury trial was at the riot in Washington, D.C. They got pictures of him. But if the Supreme Court and no one will touch it, if President Trump says, hey, I'm going to give you this appeal, or I'm going to grant you a pardon, he still stays in a Minnesota prison.
Yeah.
That's unfair. That right there is unfair. He should never been convicted because that crackhead fentanyl addict, George Floyd, did not die from a knee to the neck. He died because he was high on fentanyl. The man had bad heart condition. He was, if I remember correctly, they said he didn't die there.
No, he didn't. He died later.
So everything there. But the court says one thing. If he can't get justice in his state, and where's the legal groups to help him out? Because people got to push back against the black community, whining and crying and unrealistic, unfair practices of justice. This is a modern day lynching, what we saw.
Yeah.
That's what we saw, a modern day lynching when it came to Derek Chauvin trial. And they out there saying they're going to riot if they don't convict him. And whenever somebody say they gonna riot, there should always be the police gonna shoot and kill you. You gonna riot, you're gonna be full of hoes.
Yep.
But Derek Chauvin, U.S. Supreme Court rejects ex-cop Chauvin's appeal.
He might be in there. He might be in there. The way I look at it, I believe he should be out, but is it realistic? I don't think so. And the reason why I don't think it's realistic is that Derek Chauvin is a political hot bomb. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You start talking about trying to pardon Derek Chauvin, and you'll get every black MF here from, Albuquerque to Pakistan jumping down your neck. I want people to understand that. Every black liberal you'll see, every black person you'll see, even the black babies, will start trying to jump down your neck. And they'll use it as a political hot button during the midterms.
Yep.
During the elections. It's very easy. Right? And it will affect almost all the Republicans and the conservatives if you're running. It will, because they'll ask you, hey, do you think that Derek Chauvin should be freed? Right? They'll ask you that crazy question. And that will show your political allegiance right there. And most of these weak-kneed Republicans don't want to do that. They want to still stay with Daddy Satan and collect the money. So they don't want people to know. So I don't think that, in a sense, he will be free. I think that if anything, you know, he's going to be staying in there because of how, you know, touchy the political situation is. Nobody wants to touch it, you know. Trump just got back up in there. Even though he's making folks mad, my goodness gracious, he at least want to keep Blackhead, you know, eating some chicken for a little bit. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He don't want Blackie to throw down that chicken and chase him. He want him to at least, you know, keep eating that chicken. Last words on this here, brother.
It shouldn't be like this. It should be, did the man do it? No. What do we see? This is unfair. But we must face reality.
Mm-hmm.
President Trump cannot all of a sudden go to that. It will be throwing a grenade in a freaking gasoline fuel dump.
Oh.
Derek Chauvin should not be in jail. He should not be. I think he's been stabbed a bunch of times. He should not be in there. But we also know that if they release him, if he pardoned him, Donald Trump pardoned Derek Chauvin, the courts won't do it.
Yep.
It's going to take them getting somebody to get this in front of court to really get it thrown out. No lawyer won't even touch it.
Oh, they won't. They'll risk their whole career. Let me tell you.
The Innocent Project won't even touch
it. Man, I'm telling you, they ruined that man's life.
Yes, they did.
Derek Chauvin's life got ruined. That day that he went to work, he didn't know that he was going to be a pawn in a scheme from here to Alabama. He didn't know that. His life is absolutely ruined, and it's because of the mob. The mob will not allow him free. They won't. He's in jail. He has to watch his back. He has to forever watch his back because some idiot wants to kill him.
I think he got stabbed like 6 times.
Yeah, he's been assaulted a few times. I think I might have reported on one of his assaults. Yeah, they're treating him like a chomo in there. So, you know, you pray for the good folks in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Pray for them. All right? Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. We shall move forward. All right? We shall move forward. I want to speak to you guys about the State of the Union address. That was fire. It was fire. All the way around. Let me tell you, fire on each side, and somebody was trying to torch it too. But let me tell you something. A lot of good stuff came from it. I want to go ahead and run this clip here, and when it comes back, I want to speak to you guys about it. This is key moments from Trump's State of the Union address. All right, here we go.
America is back. Six weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
That's your warning. Take your seat.
Uh-oh.
Members are
Maybe
directed
Paul.
to uphold and maintain decorum in the House.
This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars. Doge. Perhaps you've heard of it. Perhaps. Which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight. If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others. And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future, but we need it really for international world security. And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Bow. All right. Man, oh man. So what do you got to think about this? Brother, what do you think about the State of the Union address? I think it was absolutely fantastic. You know, I know there was, a little bit of disruption in the beginning there, and we'll speak about the disruption. But besides that disruption, him laying down the things that he promised, the things that he's doing, and you can see the people he's honoring and taking care of. What do you think about this here?
It was beautiful.
Absolutely.
And he set landmine traps that the Democrat Party stepped all in and blew themselves up. When they wouldn't stand for the people being honored.
Yep, show how un-American.
Boom. When the little black boy, they wouldn't stand for him.
Yep. And it was his
Boom!
dream. It was his dream too.
Yep. People are mad and they're like, what in the world is wrong with you people? Even Stephen Colbert mocked them and their paddles. So they did not win. Donald Trump won last night. Let me repeat myself. Donald Trump won last night. the Democrats look horrible, and their rebuttal. Oh my gosh, she sound like she
weak
just
as
one of
hell.
them people that show up to the Trump rally and be like, "Yeah, I'm for Donald Trump, MAGA." What does MAGA mean? Make all it MAGA. Oh God, they don't know. She's new to MAGA. Yeah, she's she doesn't know. So what we witnessed was Donald Trump bring out a beautiful speech, laid it with landmines for the Democrats, and they stepped all over it. Especially Green. So easy a Neanderthal can do it.
Yeah.
Geico.
Absolutely. A pimp named Slickback. Let me tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, America's let me tell you, America's back. I want to go ahead and do a clap on that one. America's back, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Yeah. See, America's back, ladies and gentlemen. And that speech there, let me tell you something. That's one of the most American speeches I've heard in a long time. You get what I'm saying? Everything about the speech he was speaking about stand for America first. It sounded like a president who really cares about America. Right?
Yes, it does.
Not Guatemala, not Ukraine, right?
America first.
America. And what he opened with, ladies and gentlemen, was absolutely fantastic. That was the theme of the night. America is back. America is back. The American ingenuity, American hustle, ladies and gentlemen, American strength, American exceptionalism. It is back. I want folks to understand that. Why do you think that he's putting down these tariffs? He wants things made in America. Right? We're tired of buying cheap things from China and it break. And it got mercury in it, right? And it got lead in it. Right?
It's Chinese crap.
Yeah, we tired of that.
Chinese crap. It's Chinese crap.
We want good things made here. You can go ahead and speak to everybody. When things break, they say, oh, that must have been made in China. Let's make things in the United States. When we say it's made in the U.S., we know there's some standard to it. You get what I'm saying? America used to mean something. When you said you used to be from America, people used to say, oh, my goodness, that person, they used to look at you like you were gold. Now you go ahead and say that you're American. They look at you like some gum on a shoe. You get what I'm saying? They don't look at you the same. But now America is back. I want folks to understand that. America is gosh darn back. And it's very, very, very appealing. And I love it. Brother, last words on this before we move on to another incident that happened that night.
Well, it like I said, was a beautiful speech. He was focused, and he set a trap for the Democrats. They stepped all on it. Boom, boom, boom. They went there to. When he does something and people stand up, I'm going to sit on my hands. But what they didn't realize, what they were sitting on their hands and locking down for. If they would have just turned around when he said that little boy name, waved, and sat down. Mm-hmm. If they would have just did it for the other people, but they couldn't. Because the Democrat Party has a failed ideology, and it won't change.
It won't at all. You know, it just showed how un-American they truly are. You know, if he was talking about giving every confused person, $1,000. And let me tell you something, they would have stood up real quick. But that's not the case. I want to go ahead and speak to you guys about what happened earlier in that speech with Representative Al Green, a pimp named Slickback. Let me tell you. You look at, I don't know how his grease bill got to be high. You get what I'm saying? I'm wondering what type of grease he used for his hair. Is it lithium? You get what I'm saying? Is it high friction grease? What type of grease does he put in his hair? I want to go ahead and run this when it come back. I want to speak on it, ladies and gentlemen. While this runs, I'm about to go grab me some towels because I don't know how greasy this is about to get. Shoot, brother may be slipping in and out of this chair. Let's go ahead and run this. Here we go.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Look at his pink cane. That man got a gold pink cane.
And won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
Absolutely.
Likewise, small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the
That's what I'm talking about, Mike Johnson.
Yep.
His nuts done dropped. You get what I'm saying?
Hello?
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Yeah, see how he picked up his cane?
And he was walking without it.
Yeah. See, that's how he direct his hoes to vote. You get what I'm saying? He just go ahead and shake that cane a little bit. Look at him.
So easy a caveman can do.
Look at how much
Members
grease
are
is
directed
in
to
that hair.
uphold and maintain decorum
I think
in the
that's
House.
lithium grease.
Mr.
right
President,
there.
continue.
Thank you.
Bow.
Over the past
I'm going to
6
stop it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, my goodness gracious. They kicked that Negro out of there. Jamal, I can tell you something. Liberals were absolutely furious that happened. They were saying, how come Marjorie Taylor Greene and Laura Boebert weren't kicked out when they did it and they were running their mouth, but Al Green did? They said that they were showing their racism. What do you think about that, sir?
Well, I wanted to show you this picture real quick, Jermain. And it's nothing perverted to get your channel in trouble.
All right.
But tell me that don't look like our
That look like him. Hold on. Look, you keep showing it. I want to go ahead and take the chat off there real quick for you. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it does.
So
Absolutely.
easy.
That looked like his brother. They twin brothers.
But here's the thing. He effed around and found out. He wanted to be famous. Well, now he is.
Mm-hmm.
Because 80% of the people disagree with what he did. 80, not 40, not 50, 80%. Democrats was miserable with him. He tried to put on a show, and he didn't realize he was dealing with the ringmaster, Donald Trump. He went in there, thought he was gonna show his behind.
Yup.
But as Mama used to say, you thought you was gonna show your behind in here. Well, I'm gonna show my in here too. And when your mama got finished, what you said, now we're both done shared our behind.
I love it. I love it. That's
Love
how
every bit.
that's how you take care of business. See, when a real man's home, when dad is home, that's how order is restored. You get some funky stuff like that. You say, go ahead and handle that for me. That you know that person, there's something wrong with them. Take them out of here, and that's what happens. They got taken out of there. Now, Al Green, Representative Al Green. You know, I've never seen it. Well, I've seen several canes, but gosh darn it, he's walking fine without that cane. You know, I think he's using that for pimping, don't you think?
For show.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Hey.
You should have seen the way he picked up. All he needed was a top hat. You get what I'm saying? He had the coat. He had the little cane. He just needed a top hat. You know, and then he could really do some tap dancing. You know, I'm telling you. Sitting over there. Ladies and gentlemen, as he was being escorted out, he was also interviewed. I want to go ahead and play what he was saying here. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go.
Please do.
This is the White House.
Hi, Congressman. What were you shouting to the president, sir? Sir, what were you shouting to the president?
The president said he had a mandate. And I was making it clear to the president that he has no mandate to cut Medicaid. I have people who are very fearful. These are poor people, and they have only Medicaid in their lives when it comes to their health care. And I want him to know that his budget calls for deep cuts in Medicaid. He needs to save Medicaid, protect it. We need to raise the cap on Social Security. There's a possibility that it's going to be hurt. And we've got to protect Medicare. These are the safety net programs that people in my congressional district depend on. And this president seems to care less about them and more about the number of people that he can remove from the various programs that have been so helpful to so many people.
Is yelling during his speech the best way to get that across?
It is the best way to get it across to a person who uses his incivility against our civility. He is a person who has consistently been used incivility against civility.
So do you have no mandate? Is that what you said?
Well, look, I'm willing to suffer whatever punishment is available to me. I didn't say to anyone, don't punish me. I've said I'll accept the punishment, but it's worth it to let people know that there are some of us who are going to stand up against this president's desire to cut Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security.
So were you saying you have no mandate? Is that what you told him?
That's what he has no mandate to cut Medicaid. None.
Is the only punishment that you were kicked out, sir? Is there something?
I don't know. Whatever the punishment is, I'm not fighting the punishment. This is about the people who are being punished by virtue of losing their health care. This is the richest country in the world, and we have people who don't have good health care. We've got to do better. And now we're about to cut Medicaid, which is for poor people. Health care has become wealth care for many people, and we can't afford to let that happen.
Is that the only thing that you're protesting?
No, I have other things I'm protesting. And I'm also working on my articles of impeachment. This president is unfit. He should not hold the office. 34 felony convictions, 2 times impeached.
Sir, tell me one more time what you were shouting in the chamber.
That he has no mandate to cut Medicaid.
That's what you were saying over and
Yes.
over. Thank you, sir.
Yes. No mandate. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Wow. So Jamal, he's saying that this man is unfit to be president, unfit to lead. 34 felony convictions, been impeached twice. This is what he's saying. What do you think about what he's saying here?
Talk about this guy.
Hold on. Let me show everybody. We talking about him. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that look like him. Absolutely. I can pick him out in the lineup. Yup.
They're pathetic. They're going back to the impeachment. Didn't work. Now they're going to try to drum up something. It's not going to work. The American people now see they can go other places and get their news and information.
Mm-hmm.
Podcasts, live streams. And people are seeing that the mainstream media lie. They show Democrats giving the same talking point over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And people like, y'all all are saying the same thing. You trying to make it look like it's original. So we see Donald Trump has a mandate. Stephen A. Smith even said that to The View when they didn't like it. He says he does. Counties flipped to him. He didn't lose any counties. They lost counties. And Mr. Green so easy a caveman can do it.
You ain't lying about that. So easy a caveman can do it. Now, this man is talking about he's fighting for the poor. He's fighting for people on Social Security and Medicaid. Well, where is he where the Democrats are using that Social Security and Medicaid money and they're giving it to illegals?
Yep.
They had lawyers going down to the border and asking illegals, hey, is your back hurt? Do you have a disability? Because if you do, we'll put you on disability and we'll give you money. Elon Musk was just speaking about that the other day. I played it on the show. Where is he? And they're getting more money. You get more money on disability than you do on Social Security.
I thought you get more on Social Security. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So this is crazy. They're stealing from the American public and giving it to illegal aliens. And they're also putting them in luxury hotels. Where is he? Nowhere to be seen. And a lot of that money, ladies and gentlemen, they're stealing from Social Security. So while he's saying that he's looking out for the poor, he must be just looking out for the certain poor. He ain't looking out for anybody else. Because there's so much corruption going on that these programs need to be overhauled. They need to be audited. They need to be gone through and see which functions work, which ones don't.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And they need a complete overhaul. And people need to be fired. Maybe a new administration needs to be put in there. And the fact that he's not even speaking about the corruption and how bad things are over there should tell you something. And then on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, he's talking about, well, we need to raise the debt of Social Security. Right? So we need to spend more. I want folks to understand the reason why we always got to keep raising the debt is because God started stealing the money.
Yes.
They're stealing from entitlement programs. Americans who need it don't get it. That's what the problem is, and he's not speaking towards it. Last words on this here, sir.
You know what? I wonder when all these people do, and they're on this board and that board in Congress, are they getting some of that money kicked back to them? And I want to say, yeah. I really want to say, yeah. This man has no shame. So he's going to do the most disrespectful stuff. But Republicans need to make them pay.
Yep. They certainly do. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for tonight. I want to thank everybody and their mama for coming on in here. I know somebody like, man, yeah, that's the show for tonight. I want to thank everybody and their mamas for coming on in here. I really do appreciate it. We certainly do appreciate it. Brother, any last words for our beautiful crowd here?
And I just want to show the people one more time who this man is. Y'all, I want y'all to go remember. So easy a caveman can do.
Man,
and when he had his pimp suit on,
man,
there was
a uncanny, man.
But we all saw tonight what everybody's been talking about. Donald Trump rocked it at that State of the Union. The Democrats blew it. We need to keep riding high, keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah. We certainly do. I want to thank you so much, Jamal, for coming on in and hanging out with the brother and helping me put out the good work. Nice belt. Yeah. I'll virtually whoop ya. You better go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Show some love. Show some appreciation. Show some love, all right? Absolutely. And if you're on YouTube as well, we have a lot of folks on YouTube watching. Hit that like button, share, and if you have not subscribed yet, right? You always keep coming to watch, but you're not subscribed. Stop it. Stop doing that stuff. You subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to Jamal's page as well, what's wrong with ya? Go subscribe. All right? I shall be on tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you guys come on in and hang out with me. Brother Jamal, what time are you running tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to be there at my normal time, 10:30. Because I tried to go earlier, but it's hard. With now that my daughters are dancing and now I'm a maintenance man, it really is hard. It really is hard now. So I'm trying to get, go 10:15, 10:20, but I will be doing the show tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. So there you guys go, 10:15, 10:20. You make sure you get a good nap in. All right? Absolutely. 8 o'clock my time, 8 p.m. Central, 10:15, 10:20 Eastern Standard Time on his end. All right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you all for coming on in, everybody for hitting that like button, sharing, and donating. We really do appreciate that. And without further ado, I will let you guys go. You guys take care. Have a very, very beautiful night, and I will catch you guys here tomorrow with another edition of Conservative Nation. You guys take care. Good night.
DJ